We are live now.
Take two.
Okay, but the podcast has not
live.
started yet. Yeah, the podcast has not started yet. Okay, are we ready to get started? Welcome to episode 8 of the Tumblr PonCast. We're back after a short, mild hiatus, and we have a lot to talk about, from Twilight Alicorns to Hasbro and
Hasbro.
I don't know what else. We have a lot of stuff, but let's
a lot of things to talk about.
Yeah,
We've got a magnificent little document here, just chock full of things we have to talk about in this day and
we have to
age.
talk about everything from the documentary to the new toys to the apples
Chocolate's got a list.
Oh my gosh, I completely forgot about the documentary.
Should I get I am going to get the theme song started, so let's...
You haven't yet? Okay.
Okay, wait, ready?
Yeah. Is it playing?
Yes, it's playing.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
welcome. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's fantastic. Now everyone is to hear. I trust Piper's with us fantastically. I'm actually not looking at the chat right now. I probably should be.
Flavin, just introduce us already.
Okay. Well.
Hey, can I use bold since I'm in the call thing?
You're in the call. Yes, you're a mod.
Yeah,
you can use
of course.
But can I use bold?
Yes, you are allowed to use bold.
Yes. Use bold.
Okay.
With us tonight is myself, Flavin Bagel. As always, the beginning of some Game of Ponies. Stratos, or Chocolate Pony, or Firefly, or many other names.
We'll go with Sergeant Stratos for tonight. As
what?
Sandy gave me advice,
I
need to be a drill sergeant in this chat, so yes. Even though I was a major.
But drill sergeants are assholes.
I was actually a major in military school, but you'll call me sergeant tonight.
Okay.
Okay.
I will call you no thing. With us also is Fisher. Fisher Bone, the man who sort of collects everything about Tumblr and brings it up.
Everyone, including you, listener.
I thought you were talking to me.
No,
I know you too, but the second word sounds creepier.
Okay,
You, the listener. This is you, TV, for you, the viewer. Now, we've got quite a lot to discuss tonight. Oh my goodness me. So, how about that episode?
Yeah, normally we would start by talking about the local news in the Tumblr and Brony community. Then we will go on to the main segment, which is the episode. But ironically, I guess in the last 2 weeks, the news has become the most interesting stuff, and now the episode is really just the minor thing we need to get out of the way. So.
Well, that was because Hasbro leaked the whole wing nonsense early, right?
Yes.
If the wing stuff had come as a surprise, then holy shit, there would be an explosion.
I think that was a good idea on their part. I think if we had seen the episode completely cold, had no clue what was going to happen from it, and had no idea about the wings, we would have just kind of gone a little bit nutty. So instead, they kind of... Well, I don't know if this was intentional, but as it happened, we found out about the wings a good few weeks ahead of time. And we did go incredibly nutty, but we didn't do it over the episode. We did it kind of on our own steam, let us smolder out a bit.
It gave everyone a chance to get it out of their system.
Yeah. And, oh boy, let me tell you, there was a lot of people thought it was going to be temporary.
I'm surprised how many... It's kind of sad, like, we had to treat bronies like children now because of... But
I am going to confess,
let's talk about the episode. The episode is pretty good, so... we didn't talk about whether we like it or not, so... Flavin, would you... Actually, Fisher, since he's our guest for tonight, would you like to start us off by giving us your opinion on what you liked or didn't like in the episode, and I guess give us your rating?
My opinion is that for the 14 minutes they had, the episode was really good. It was kind of unfortunate that 7 minutes of Season 4 got leaked early, so I can't really give any opinions on that until we've seen the rest of the relevant episodes in Season 4.
That's a very good way
to
think of it, actually, I think. I really like the way you put it, because I liked the episode overall, start to finish. I do think the whole first premise with the whole cutie mark swapping premise, I kind of wished that could have been fleshed out to the whole entire episode. But, given the decisions they had to make, the bit that we saw at the end with the things that happened then, I don't think I really don't think that would be enough to pan it out to an entire episode. I mean, all that happens is
Flavin,
hey.
the people in the Skype in the stream chat are saying that you sound very choppy.
I sound choppy?
You sound choppy.
How do I sound to you?
You sound choppy as well.
You sound fine to me.
Yeah, I don't know. You actually sounded. Maybe it's just my end. From my end, let me check.
Your end is terrible. You and your horrible end.
I'll turn up your volume just a bit. And
Everyone sounds fine to me. Should I try streaming instead? Like sign into your live stream account?
I think.
Yeah. Come on, give us the password. Come on.
Are you sure you sound good? Because it sounds.
How it sounds now? Still awful.
Flavin, are you doing anything different? Is your mic on?
Nope.
Wait, hold on. Who's hosting the call?
I am hosting.
Okay, that might be the problem. Let one of us host instead.
Okay, guys, we're going to take a very short 2-second. Okay, just
intermission. Play the music.
We're going to hang up and try to reconnect on Skype.
Flavin, you host it, all right?
Okay.
I'll host. Okay.
Yep, we are waiting for the connection. So in the meantime, if you guys have any questions or any topics you'd like to talk about, just comment on the live stream right now. And let me join the call.
I sound good now? Well, I always sound good to you now. I always sound good to you.
Yeah. Sounds okay, we'll just continue. We'll just march on.
Oh, wow. You sound a lot better to me, actually, now.
Really?
How do I sound?
You still sound a little fuzzy, but it doesn't matter. We're talking, so. Okay, about the episode.
Okay, so I think that the first, as I was saying, apparently to death there, I wish that the first part of it could have been its own episode, and the second part, but I can see why they did what they did, because the second part wasn't really enough content for a whole episode. But that being said, overall I liked it, and it was incredibly musical. I like Cutie Mark's song. That was good. And the others. There's a good sense of atmosphere in it as well. One thing that Will Dropperfood pointed out to me was that scene where Twilight's kind of sorrowful in the rain, and there's a really good sense of atmosphere, and it's the kind of atmosphere
that was
I love. I love that kind of sense. But, yeah, that was good. As far as what this means, I think it's awesome that the status quo has changed. I mean, we've not seen something this dramatic in the show really ever, except maybe from the. Well, maybe, but it didn't change anything effectively at the end. They still
he just sort of added
made awesome things happen. Yeah, really, it hasn't seemed to change this big since the first episode when she started out inclusive and ended up.
You know, my opinion on the episode was, if the show just ended there, if this was the series finale, I would have been completely fine with it.
I will concede to that. It would have made.
I have always wondered what the ending of South Park would be, like what the last South Park episode would be.
What it will be like.
And I would, and the fact that they kind of did what I kind of wanted South Park to do, basically, like summarize what the theme of the show was, show how the characters grew and learned over the years, and basically kind of flashback a bit. Right. And it was interesting because I really don't have any opinions on it either way. Like, it had its good moments. Some parts were kind of generic, but it's a kid's show, so for a kid's show, it was good. But, you know, the whole time watching it when I watch My Little Pony, I usually like it because it does something that kid shows normally don't do. Like, it's on the level of like Breaking Bad or something. But while I was watching this, I was thinking, it's just a kid show. It's a kid show. It's just a kid show. Like, it really didn't do too much to impress me, yet at the same time, I did enjoy it. Like, the musical moments, I really thought the musical was forced, actually. Like, I kind of feel bad because it looked like the composer was actually kind of forced to write this as a musical. And some of the songs were a bit generic, like Celestia's song and the Morning song. But some songs were really amazing, too, like the Cutie Mark song and the Friendship song. So.
It was interesting you mentioned
that. Which one was the friendship song? The True Friend one?
Oh, yeah, that one. A true friend is a friend indeed, also in need and friendly and indeed.
Like, it was good. And I actually, I give, wait, who's the composer? Daniel Ingram?
Daniel Ingram wrote the music, and apparently most of the words, which is a bit of a change. And Ben Andrews also did a lot of the composing.
Okay, but
stuff.
whoever they are, I give them a lot of credit because they were kind of forced to make this episode into a rock opera type musical. And yeah, some of the songs were generic, but the fact that they were kind of forced to make the whole entire song thing one musical, it takes a lot of talent to actually write all these amazing songs. So I give them a lot of credit. It's really good.
On the whole level with the DHX team, given what they had to work with, like what they were sort of forced to do, the episode is excellent.
This was a tall order.
It was. I actually did feel that the Alicorn wings on Twilight were a bit. They weren't the quality was not up to the standard as some of the other wings. Like they were a bit choppy, but considering like this is a new thing they had to draw, it kind of made sense.
They were, because they were big.
Yeah, I don't think about it that.
I don't know if you noticed, but
there may be some room. There may be some room in the what's it, like in the DHX studios where like, the one animator was just sealed in there and he cried as he drew wings on Twilight.
Well, there
there
was a lot of new stuff to Vector in this episode.
I don't know if they care that much like we do, but
they had a lot of new stuff to Vector in this episode, like the rarity Fluttershy creatures that came in towards the end. You know, the Fluttershies that look like rarities, the blonde Fluttershies.
Oh yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, those were a bit creepy.
I was looking at those, and God, they really look like Fluttershy.
And they were singing
it's a shame I was staring at them because
song ever, but it was good.
It's a shame. Well, yeah. So that song they were singing, the Princess Cometh or whatever.
Yeah,
it was.
But yeah,
it sounded like a hymn. That's what.
Given what they had to work with, it was.
It's a shame I was.
And also,
it's a shame I was looking at
all the derpy. So much derpy.
That's exactly right. It's a shame I was looking at those because of that I missed Derpy, who was this episode, and she gave a little wink her derped eyes.
See, this would have been the perfect series finale. Like they had the derpies, they had the vinyl scratch, and they had this would have been the perfect final episode. Like if I stopped watching My Little Pony, this would have been the perfect end for me. So it's fine.
Yeah, and and Derpy, it was just kind of a quick little thing. I did not notice.
I still did not see it. I need to rewatch it now.
I had to ask people, and then I found out, oh, she's there, and I watched it again, and there she is. But yeah,
the one time where like the five of them are walking to the right during the second version of Everything Is Going to Be Fine, and Derpy's just sitting in the background, like all separate from everyone else. Like if you don't notice her, what are you looking at? But the rest of them, like the winking one, I didn't notice that one.
Yep, that was an interesting thing. Her message of everything is going to be just fine. And I was kind of I was discussing this with someone, whether or not that was tempting fate, or if that was kind of a message to us to be like, yo, chillax.
Call me shit, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
It's interesting. I like this new episode. I was really thinking a lot about the South Park movie because it follows the same type of musical rock opera type thing that every single musical movie or episode does. Like it opens with the morning song, in the South Park movie, they opened with the Quiet Mountain Town, or in like Hairspray, they open with Good Morning Baltimore, and then they end with like everything's just gonna be just fine. And I was like, oh, that's kind of the same thing we've been seeing, but it's okay.
Yes, one thing that annoyed me, this was just kind of nitpicking for me as as a public speaker and an actor on stage, is the bit where Princess Twilight is on the balcony and she's there and so she's, oh, say something, Twilight, and she starts speaking as if she's got a teleprompter, and then while she's speaking she turns around so she can face her friends, but that just means her butt is facing the enormous crowd that she's addressing.
She's addressing
screaming in my head, turn around, Twilight, address your audience.
Behold, Princess
she's addressing us, the fourth wall, it means that
or her friend.
It's like a subtle message that we are, us, the Brony community, really are like her true friends. I don't know, I'm just think about it, like she's addressing us.
I think it's better than that.
Anyways, it was a good episode, and talking about the episode, we could really do a whole episode just about the final finale, but we have so much to talk about.
A lot of people have. It was a good episode. It would make a good series finale, but as we know, it was not a series finale.
It's a 3-parter, right?
According to Megan, it's sort of a 3-parter, which she seems kind of vague about that. But yeah, clearly the first parts of the 4th season, which will be a full 26 episodes, that's what we now know, is going to tie into the finale. Yes.
I really thought that, King Somber was going to come back or something, and this cord was finally going to be used.
Yeah. Well,
the question of tying the finale, though, does that just mean that Twilight's going to have wings for the whole season, or does it actually mean something of value, right?
You know, as far as we know, she could change the entire format of the show. That is
correct. Yeah, well, it did change the power balance, so
yeah, maybe they will wind up in the human world and go to high school. I don't know, so...
And no, and Celeste, you said different, but she didn't elaborate on exactly how. Also,
she did say we are, like she said, we are your students now. So.
But yeah, but she's still gonna.
Okay, well, I guess before are we good with this episode? Do we want to move on to the next topic?
Well, yeah. So I was
probably a good idea.
Let's actually give our ratings, like our star ratings, before we move on.
I don't.
One thing I should mention first. Relevant to the new episode. There is a dressmaker Applejack and about fucking 70 Alicorn Twilights.
So you can find all of those quite easily.
Everywhere.
Okay, so you guys want to give your ratings?
It was good. I give it a good out of everything.
Okay. Fisher, your rating?
Do you mind if I cheat and divide it up again?
What?
Yes.
Do you mind if I cheat again? Because I'm only going to rate it based on the 14 minutes, because I'm treating the last 7 minutes of that episode was a leak, or a teaser.
Okay, just give whatever rating you want.
Season 4. So how was the 14-minute episode?
Given the time they had, I'd say it was excellent.
Alright.
Good.
Yeah,
I actually declined from the rating because it's good and interesting in some ways. So I gave a neutral
response.
So in other words, none of us actually gave an answer that wasn't bullcrap.
We didn't give it a single star if you think about it.
No,
either that, or we're afraid of people in the chat room lighting on fire when they.
Yeah, it's actually interesting. I really thought there would be a lot of. I thought there would be a lot of hate on the episode, but every single person who reblogged or talked about the episode, from the big news sites to the smallest Tumblr blogs, all of them actually. I have not seen one negative comment about the episode aside from my friends.
I definitely have. I don't know what you've been not looking at, but
I do avoid the community as much as possible, so I guess that's something.
That would explain it, What kind of... Why are you even doing this? But, I went through the Twilight Sparkle tag for, I counted them up for about 3 or 4 days.
I don't know, even Derpy Squad gave it a... What was the tag?
Let me say this.
It was 70 good, 25. It was 70 good, 30 neutral, 25 bad. So that turns out 55% good, 20% neutral, 25% bad. No, 25% neutral, 20% bad.
And bear in mind,
which is certainly better. Certainly better than I was expecting.
Also, bearing in mind, that's of people who explicitly said something about the episode. Plenty of people said, "Oh, it was alright." Yeah. Shrugged it off.
Yeah.
And I actually.
Yes, it was.
Where I was looking, all the places I was looking at for kind of initial reactions, Tumblr and various other places. At first, it kind of seemed split down the middle. Like DeviantArt, for instance, a lot of it seemed split down the middle. There would seem to be half people didn't like it, really didn't like it, and then half people thought, "Oh no, it was great, it was fun." But it turns out, kind of actually looking at more realistic numbers of general people, doing polls and such, that. Really, the ones who hate it are the most vocal about it, and they are clearly in the minority, as we know from TJ's blog, in which he asks whether or not his Twilight character should grow wings. And so far, it's been pretty much an overwhelming majority that, do the wings, and only a few people have said no. So
the question there is, how many of them said yes because they just want to see something different?
I wonder if Lauren Faust actually planned this in her pitch Bible.
She said she had plans like this, but that this now negates those plans, so... It could have been.
I remember hearing during the documentary, like the extra footage or whatever. She mentioned that she wanted Twilight to become Celestia's successor. Whether that means wings or not, I don't know.
Actually, well, I thought someone brought up an interesting point. Like Celestia represents the day, and Luna represents the night, and a lot of people think that like Cadence represents the sun, the dawn. And a lot of people are saying Twilight represents Twilight.
Twilight represents the dawn because she's Twilight.
Yeah, whatever. Well,
I heard that as well. No, I heard another theory that I heard another theory that I liked a lot more. Celestia is the day, Luna's the night. Cadence is romantic love. Twilight is platonic love.
Ooh, I like that.
Wait. Repeat that. Repeat the last two.
Cadence is love, romance, and
romantic love.
And Twilight is platonic love, friendship, i.e.
friendship.
Let's not go with the days or the times of the day.
Oh, who cares? I mean, no, you got if Twilight becomes between, the dusk and the dawn, and between the night and day, then what is Cadence? Lunchtime?
No, she becomes the. No. Twilight represents sunset because Twilight is the sunset, and Cadence represents dawn.
Well, given that, like, in the comics and whatnot, Cadence is usually shown to be just sort of until the whole crystal tire nonsense. She was basically just shown to be lounging around a castle eating sandwiches all day long. I think given any sort of role will be beneficial to her character.
I also do. I forgot where I saw this, but I saw a comic that kind of had it where it was hinting that one of the two, Cadence or Twilight, will become like the new Celestia and the new like Nightmare Moon kind of type thing.
Oh well, yeah, I remember that one.
Evil for real.
I also like how we agreed to move on like 15 minutes ago.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, well, we have a lot to talk about, so do we want to start from the earlier stuff first or the most recent news? Because we have a lot of news. We like, the fighting is magic.
I'm just going to go through the list in the order I wrote it down.
Your order.
So fighting is magic.
I think never mind.
Okay, let's start with the Hasbro bands first, because Hasbro came down hard on two very important parts of our fandom. And Flavin, did you want to talk about that?
Yeah, sure, I will. So Fighting is Magic, the game which has been 2 years in production from the wonderful team of Main 6 that has had a myriad of programmers, artists, and wonderful musicians, two of them, behind it, have been completely shut down.
It got
nuked. It's technically just halted for now, but the likelihood of it, coming back as it is in its current state is currently pretty unlikely. A lot of people are saying, Hasbro can't do this, and the fact of the matter is, legally, they can do this, and they have all the right to do it.
Lauren Faust was nice enough to offer to draw original characters for them.
Yeah, she was kind of hitting, hey, I got these Galaxy girls, and you want to...
Someone go on that... Someone, like, My Little Pony's popular. Come on, someone just do the Galaxy Girl thing she's been trying to pitch.
Yeah,
but the Galaxy Girls, man, just say no.
They thought that they would be done by, I think, end of March, really soon. And then they have the 8th slot for, I can't remember what, but a huge gaming community. People who weren't bronies were really excited about this game. It was a big deal.
I think that's the reason it got. I think that's the reason it got nuked. Too much publicity. Became too well known.
Yeah. But it's
as long as it's sort of like kept on the down under, Hasbro can ignore it.
Yeah.
If it gets big enough where investors start going, what the hell is this? But then they gotta hide the shit under the carpet, right?
Yeah, but that's a double-edged sword, because if they hadn't, put out the publicity about themselves, then, and I read their thing on this, then they wouldn't have gotten a huge amount of support and backing that they did from the community, and they wouldn't have been nearly as motivated to make, a good thing. They would have, given up on the go.
Yeah. And actually, I actually just read up on the a similar topic involving the comic book industry. So I understand kind of the legal aspects that Hasbro is within their rights to protect their copyright. Unless
legally,
unless fighting is magic is considered a satire or historical scholarship, then they cannot use any of their characters within their rights to do it. As well as like the abridged series, like Friendship is Witchcraft and stuff. But
yeah, and even if they had a case, I mean, from a legal perspective, trying to take them on and trying to defend themselves, even if they win, the payoff is just way too minimal.
Yeah, exactly. That's why my family had something to do with the original Star Wars series, but my parents never sued because they could have won, but it would just meant they lost a lot of money trying to battle George Lucas. And actually, this is an interesting topic because most people, most of my friends who know me, I'm actually on I'm not on the side of fandoms or the original creators. I do not think I don't think creators of the shows own the fans anything. Like, they do not owe the fan service or anything like that. Yet at the same time, fans don't owe the creators any publicity and any of this type of stuff. But out of all the fandoms I've come across, the My Little Pony fandom, specifically Bronies, really are probably the one fandom which I respect and would say that this is the one fandom that the show actually do owe the Bronies a little leeway in their abridged series and video games and other type of pony related stuff, because this Hasbro, the hub, they would not be where they are right now if it wasn't for the support of the Brony community. And they really should be respectful of that, where the Bronies how much the Bronies did help put them in the position where they are now. And I am a bit disappointed that they actually are crushing down on, I guess, the more creative side of our fandom. But they are in their legal right to do it, and I do respect the law. So I guess that's my opinion on the topic right there.
Yeah. Similarly to what Hasbro, kind of been doing that. This wasn't really their direct doing quite so much, but their content ID system that searches for their own content on YouTube, for instance, got a hold of Friendship is Witchcraft, and saw that it was video from the show, and flagged it, and without any real moderation, it became illegal to see in the U.S., or it just became blocked in the U.S. Most of the episodes, they actually came out with an episode today that was swiftly blocked, and then right after that, it became unblocked in the U.S.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that's happening. It's almost as if
I think because it was too early, it just came on. So because YouTube needs. I remember listening to an interview about one of the guys who runs YouTube. They say that there's like a 3-day wait process for any blocks and removals and stuff. So.
Yeah, it's all not quite like that.
But I guess it's a very good time for us to be talking about this because the new episode did just come out today. And
yep, it did just come out.
And I actually finally watched Swag.move yesterday. So it's like Christmas for us Bronies because we got two very big fan videos that just came out. So.
Yeah, Friendship is Witchcraft, new episode. A good friend of mine actually did some work on that. He drew newspapers that kind of spin around up into the camera at the end, and I paused and read them all, and they were very amusing. And you should do the same.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well.
Yes, that move, that also happened.
Did you guys want to talk about the two new the Swag.move and Friendship is Witchcraft episodes?
Alright. I just had a few things to say about Swag.move. According to the Tumblr, not the end. I don't know what that means. But I guess stuff will happen. Maybe just a few things. At the end, has a dedication to Lauren Faust, saying she died this year, and her quotation is, "My only wish is for a world without Jews." I sent that in to Lauren, and her response was, "What? I was misquoted on my deathbed. I said a world without booze. Booze. I'm a prohibitionist, so, he's awesome." That's the end of that.
Okay. Max Gilardi's a kind of interesting, controversial figure, so I guess we'll move on from that. Other than that, I would just say that I guess it didn't really end like how I thought it would, but it was you could see he put a lot of work into making these things, so kind of respect that. Very good. But other than that, I watched Friendship is Witchcraft today. I guess we all did the new one, and that was it was weird because my my other Brony roommate, he actually really liked the episode, but I felt kind of neutral on the episode.
Interesting.
Flavin, would you like to talk about that?
I don't know. I don't really.
I incest. That was a good
I incest.
I love that.
It definitely had fun jokes on the boy band and all that. I'm gonna watch it later with my roommate, who isn't a pony fan, but he loves Friendship is Witchcraft. So that's gonna happen, and then we can, because I don't know, I don't remember enough of it to have an opinion. Which I guess
Fisher, did you see it?
About it.
Oh. Fisher, did you enjoy it?
I think he's doing things.
Oh. Is it just us, you and me now? Okay.
Yeah, it is. Because he's got other things going on, man.
Well, yeah, he is busy. The king of TumblrPon.
Busy boy. Busy. Amy Keating Rogers coming back to the show. They've got new plushies coming out that are actually good.
I heard they have a Doctor Who's toy coming out.
Oh, well, yeah, they have a vinyl one. I was talking about plushies.
Finally they have some good plushies. I think that's great.
You remember the previous...
I saw the Beanie Baby plushies.
I don't know. That's the thing. But the vinyl ponies. You remember the first wave was Rainbow Dash and Dirty. I have Rainbow Dash, and the second wave is going to be Fluttershy and Doctor Hooves, and randomly you might get a special edition that's all sparkly and like some kind of glittery toothpaste. So if you're lucky, you won't get a special edition. One thing. Oh god. I know that with the finale, for one thing, we've got Amy Keating Rogers coming back next season, so we'll be happy about that. We'll just go, yay, that's fewer episodes for Meriwether Williams to write. But I think it's all good. We'll see what happens in the future. With it all and see what happens with
it's funny. Like half the stuff you're talking about right now, I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know any of these writers or stuff, but
you don't know the people who make the show you're watching. You don't know who Vince Gilligan is, or Matt and Trey Parker, and Matt Stone and Trey Parker.
I know Trey Parker, of course, and Matt Stone, the awesome creators of South Park, the greatest show on Earth after Planet,
yes, of course.
and Moral Oral, and Breaking Bad.
I don't know if it's
somewhere. I think it's even with My Little Pony right now. I don't know. Like it's like I guess like I said for My Little Pony, if this episode was the final episode for me, it's a good place to start. Like I think season 12 of South Park was like my finale for me. But we're not talking about South Park. We're talking about ponies.
Thinking about that. Thinking that this was a terrible episode for someone to see for the first time of ponies.
Okay, well, let's see. We have. Let's talk about the conventions. We might be doing the Tumblr panel. It's TumblrPon panel.
Yeah, it just might happen. We know for certain that we can talk about this. Yeah, we can.
Our co-host TJ, who of course is the Pirate Dash mod. He got beforehand for a while. Like I think Ahmed's and some other people, we were talking back and forth about trying to get a TumblrPon panel going, but Hasbro has not responded. Not Hasbro. BronyCon did not respond to any of them because they did not want to make a panel where they got to choose like which, blogs got to be involved. I guess it'll make other people upset. Even though like I guess Discorded Hooves or I don't know, I don't follow that Tumblr, and some other ones got their own panels. So
they did? Wait, they did?
I don't know. But I heard that some other blogs got their own individual panels, but an overall TumblrPon panel was not in the go because people.
Moonstuck did its own panel, but it's not going to happen because Egophiliac has stopped going to conventions, which they can't really have a panel without the person who made it. So.
Yeah. That's the. So we were worried we were not going to get. Like I sent in a proposal, and TJ sent in a proposal, and he got his proposal approved.
Yeah, so he's going to have a panel about how to run.
We know that he's going to be doing a panel, but we don't know if it's us as the Tumblr PonCast, like all three of us hosting the panel. If it'll be just him. Or if it'll be just him.
I can't believe you're hoping for that much. I don't
know, but either way, it's great. I think it's good news because there is a TumblrPon panel going on, which is great.
Yeah, it's cool. If nothing else, us Tumblr people will at least find each other and kind of formulate
we
around
each
other.
Part of this community, of course. We do or something.
We are.
Aside from that, I'm doing my own panel as well. I got a panel approved back in December. I'm hoping it's still... They said it was approved, but I'm doing a panel called From Peter Pan to My Little Pony, 100 Years of Pop Culture, where I'll be looking at how Western culture, I guess including Japan as well, has evolved after the Victorian era. How movies, television shows, books, and comics basically evolved from the Victorian era and kind of all accumulated on the internet, becoming what is now, I guess, the brony culture as well. So it's an interesting thing. The panel I'm giving is divided up into 22 events, each representing a major, I guess, event within television or comic book history. And
can I join you?
What?
Can I join you?
Yeah, I would love to do it.
So that I can interrupt you from time to time and generally irritate things.
It's very diverse. Like I talk like James Joyce writing Ulysses, that started the modern novel. I talk about Orson Welles creating Citizen Kane, which revolutionized the film industry. I talk about Alan Moore making Watchmen, and at the end I also talk about Lauren Faust creating My Little Pony. Like it's all connected in a way.
Maybe it won't.
You see the timeline.
That sounds like a lot of all connected. Words.
As a presentation at my college. So.
Oh well.
And I'm actually writing it. I'm actually doing a comic book based on the panel I give, and I'm actually hoping to have the comic book done so I have something to hand out at the end.
Speaking of comics, there's one that I just read, don't you? Yes, I read the. So in addition to the main series of comics that IDW is putting out, which is fantastic, by the way, and everyone should go read it with money. Really, it's just a fantastic, engaging story. I love the artwork. They've also come out with a little mini series, and the first one is like a short story about Twilight. And you know, I went through it. I don't know. I didn't feel like it was quite up to snuff as the one that Andy Price and what's her name, Katie Cook have created. It was written and drawn by one guy. Some drawings, I don't know, kind of look a little off somehow. Like maybe he was under a tight deadline or something. But
you guys see that with most of the comic book industry. It's kind of
I mean, it's not a. I wouldn't.
It's actually really weird because like Western comics, they usually have like 2 weeks to a month to get their 22 pages done, while Japanese manga have like 1 week to get their like 30-page thing done, and they do pretty well. But I don't know.
It's all in comparison. I mean, it's like, you know how in America, in our television, we have to produce 26 episodes of a show in a year, and then meanwhile in England or somewhere else, they produce 6 or 12.
I just saw Sherlock for my first time last week, and they only have 3 episodes a season. I'm like, really? Only 3 episodes?
It's like a mini-series sort of thing. But yeah, it is hard, and I should keep up with that show. That's a good show.
I have not read.
Stop watching Elementary and watch Sherlock instead.
Yeah, you should watch Sherlock. But speaking of keeping up, I did not keep up with the comic series, so I have no idea how it's going right now. But is the storyline, I guess, at a good place right now? Is it kind of connected to the show? Yeah. Like, is it canon? What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, it is. It's. I would say it's canon. It's mostly about Chrysalis. It actually explains what happened when Chrysalis was, blasted off all Team Rocket style at the end of season 2. And but really, I mean, it's well written, it's enjoyable, it's engaging. It feels like a mixture between the show, good fan fiction, and it's in a different medium. And I think it works well in the medium. It's not just trying to be the show somewhere else, and it's not padded down like the Perry comics of old or the Simpsons comics that they've made.
That was the thing, because basically we see these generic like 24 Simpsons, like these types of comics that people just do to make as cash cows, just to cash in on their franchise. I've got those. They're definitely. And then like I was thinking, if I really want a My Little Pony comic, I just go DeviantArt. They have a ton of great pony comics made by fans who understand the thing.
They're not canon.
but no. I'm saying, if they did make a real comic book, they would have to make use of the comics medium, man. From the first issue, that's what they did. I saw they actually tried hard, so I actually do like that. But
yeah, as a comics fan, I think it sits pretty well, honestly. I will have to genuinely say that.
They've
done an okay job.
Well, let's see. Right, I guess on the news of conventions, Unicon is going on right now.
It is. Currently, I watched some of it earlier before my mom and my sister called me and Skype, talked to them for a bit. But, I watched a bit of the VA/writer panel.
You're one of those people who do that. Okay.
Well, I did it for like an hour. Come on, man.
Okay. It sounds... Is it big? I don't know how big it is, actually.
Unicon's pretty big, yeah. I mean, it drew in a lot of people. Vegas isn't that far from LA, so you've got a lot of people there going.
That's
but,
true.
Yeah.
Actually, it's funny. I was always lamenting that I'm not back home in California because I could be to all these conventions, but now that I'm in Baltimore, I'm basically in the heart of the biggest one coming up this year.
Yeah, and you'll be gone by the time it comes around.
I'm hoping to be here. And speaking of that, if you guys haven't noticed, I made a new Tumblr blog called Baltimore Brony, and I made a giant map.
And on it.
Yeah, I did a giant map where I have information. So I guess people flying in from either Baltimore, Washington International, or people taking a train from Penn Station, I have a lot of information about the light rail, free shuttles. There's free buses that run across the whole entire thing. So there's no excuse not to get to Baltimore, because even if you're flying into the international airport, all you have to do is pay $160. You get your light rail ticket, and you're right at the convention center. If you're coming in from Penn Station, the Charles Series Circulator is a free bus that you could take.
Yeah, if you're coming by train like I am, and you're set either way.
I'm linking the map right now, so everyone can see the map.
Yeah, if you need to find it, it's BaltimoreBrony.tumblr.com.
BaltimoreBrony.tumblr.com, yes.
Yeah, and then you reblogged it. I know it's on your DeviantArt, and you reblogged it. I think that.
I have the full map on my DeviantArt page, and I'm actually hoping to get it printed out and distributed to people. Like, it actually looks like a good poster. I actually drew this in 7 hours, so I'm actually impressed with myself. But
it's a little unclear that the light rail stop for the convention center is one it is, but it's definitely fantastic map.
I'm hoping actually so you could print out like a brochure. I'm hoping to get some type of printable version of it up later, so people could have it available to use. So, and I'm also going to be posting a lot more information. So I'm going to be having a detailed, accurate map of the convention center and the Inner Harbor. I'll have locations of all the food places you could eat, like cheap places from Chipotle and Five Guys, all the way up to like Hard Rock Cafe, Bubba Gumps, and Phillips Seafood. I also have locations of clubs and bars that you could go to. There's we're right by the baseball stadium and the Orioles games. We'll have 4 home games.
Baseball stadium.
So there's 4 home games during the convention.
I know a few people who are going to attend. I think a few hockey games at least. Yeah. While they're at the con.
Let's see.
You definitely spoiled.
Oh, the Baltimore Grand Prix will be a week before. So if you want to see the Grand Prix, that's a week before, and the week after is Oldicon, which is the largest anime convention in the East Coast. So if you want more, convention fun, you have Oldicon the week after. The grave of Edgar Allan Poe is by Fort McHenry. So there's a lot of good stuff. You could ask questions onto my Tumblr thing, and I'll answer.
My mom, when I told my mom, I want to go to Oldicon in Baltimore, she's just such a New Jersey bred girl. It's just like, Baltimore, you're going to Baltimore? Oh my god.
That's how Baltimore people pronounce it too, Baltimore.
Baltimore, yep, Baltimore. It's Baltimore.
I actually think it's appropriate that that BronyCon's in Baltimore, because if you think about it, the heart of American culture really is in Baltimore. Like, Edgar Allan Poe, Scott Fitzgerald came from Baltimore. The Wire, the most significant television show of all time, is in Baltimore. Lauren Faust, she was born and raised in Severa Park, which is just south of Baltimore. So Baltimore is basically where all the bronies should be. Even the football team is the Baltimore Colts before they changed to the Ravens. But before then, they were the Baltimore Colts. So Baltimore.
See, the important thing about it, the real issue here, is that it very easily becomes a horse pun. Baltimore. That's
Baltimore.
That makes it ideal.
I coined that term too. Like I said it a year before the episode did, so I coined that term.
Free. Yay! Fish is back.
Yay, Fisher.
Excellent. Just kind of left field here. Someone who I know didn't like the finale is Petty Rep, the guy who does all the drawing and animated stuff for Rainbow Dash Presents. I know
Yeah.
He was not a fan of the episode, but the guy who, kind of heads Raven Best Friends and does the voice and writes it, he disagrees, and, he kind of defends it. It's on.
Wait, what did he do?
There's interesting stuff to that.
What did he do?
By the way, what it is, just so I don't know, like, what we are talking about.
We discussed a map. We discussed some kind of history.
We discussed a lot. We discussed the comic book, Hasbro.
Yeah, comic book con.
We just talked about our possible TumblrPon panel. We also talked about Unicon and BronyCon. We on the topic of conventions, I guess we need to talk about Cloudsdale Congress as well. That's something.
Oh yeah, you talk about that.
Okay, yeah. I guess if anyone is in the area and they're interested in, I guess let me find the link. But if anyone is in the Baltimore, Washington D.C., Virginia area, there's a convention. I'm not sure how big it is. It looks kind of small. It's called Cloudsdale Congress. It's being.
Are you the one in charge of it?
No.
You stupid jerk stole our name.
It's made by the DC Brony meetup. They have the voice actress of Apple Bloom and the singing voice of Sweetie Belle there, as well as some other minor voice actors like the Diamond Dog and Steve Magnet voice actors there. And there's a lot of there's a lot of bronies from the area too, like the musicians Coco and Alex S. They are both in they both live in Virginia, so. If you're interested, they actually did raise their price. It was originally $35, and they raised it to $45, and it's $50.
Which isn't that bad, if we're honest. I mean, Unicon is what, $80 the first time those sticks went on sale.
Yeah. I guess the only issue is it's a 2-day event instead of a 3-day event, and I think it is convenient because it's right by a lot of metro stations. Like for me, it will take me about 3 hours from Baltimore on a train to get there, but that's because I have to transfer 2 lines. So it is convenient. It's in a hotel. The only issue, I guess, is for people trying to get a hotel room. But it does look interesting because they do have Apple Bloom there if you want to meet her, and some other famous bronies as well. And they actually want me to do the TumblrPon panel. So I might be there, but they have to give me some more incentive to go. So depends.
But I have a gripe. I have an issue with Cloudsdale, and that is they stole our name.
Your name?
Kind of. Well, okay, so here in Denver, we've been working to get a con, and we're going to have one. I'm actually part of the, sort of.
It is true.
Part of the team
basically, Cloudsdale should be in Denver because it's
like, yeah, well. No, here's the thing. We were going to be Cloudsdale. We were originally going to be Cloudsdale.
But it's because the other people stole our name. We are Washington, D.C., the capital of America. So we should be Canterlot, the capital of Equestria. But Canterlot Gardens already stole our title.
Canterlot Gardens is the name of another con. And that was our problem, was too close to Clydesdale, which I think is the name of an actual horse convention, like a dog show, but a horse show. Horses, like, actually flopping around, with their hooves and their horseshoes and their manes, actual real-life horses that exist, kind of con that's around here. And so apparently there was a whole dispute for that, and, like, to buy the domain of Cloudsdale for us would be expensive. It was just a big, ugly mess. So we're now Snow, which, I don't know, whatever. But yeah, we're going to be around. I actually can't say it.
So I guess it's kind of ironic because I guess Ohio stole DC's name, so that means we had to steal your guys' name. So it seems like every single city switched.
What do we get?
You really still should be some type of Pegasus-related con if you guys get something going. So that's the only reason why I'm kind of skeptical about Cloudsdale Congress, because they don't look really organized. The people who run it are like just a bunch of. It's the meetup group. It's like they're doing one giant meetup, and I don't know if they ever organized something that big before. So I'm a little worried about it. But the fact that they got some big talents in, I do want to put their name out there and recommend them because they might be great.
Oh, that's a big talent.
I guess. Also, if anyone is going to Baltimore, I do live in Baltimore. I am only 3 blocks from the convention center. I could see the convention center right now outside my window. I see it's some type of car expo going on at the convention center right now. But yes, the convention center is right outside my window. I'm looking at it with envy, saying, I want BronyCon to be right now.
going to be full. Well, anyway, can I? Since I know Fisher, you already know my kind of status on this. Can I sleep on your couch or whatever? Or I'll probably find something. I don't know.
Like, you ask me again, or
no? I'm asking.
Oh, you're asking Chocolate?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I guess if.
Cool,
Okay,
excellent.
We'll
That's done. Hey, I got rooming done. All right, now I just gotta get a table.
Yeah, we could share a table.
Okay. Hey, I just
it's actually
everything.
great for me because
oh boy, I get done all weekend.
Most people had to bring all their stuff. They had to pre-print all their stuff and like bring it on their airplanes and trains to actually get to. I have my own laminator, my own printer. I have everything in my room. Like I could, if I need extra stuff to print, I just run back to my room. I will give you money
if I can borrow those.
Yeah, I have my. Walmart has a really good laminator. It's only $20, so I've been using it like crazy. Yes, it will be fun. I'm very excited about this taking place in my city. I want to basically own that this is my city. So if you guys do need help, I will try to welcome you as much as possible, the best that Baltimore can. So, and I guess if you guys are in the area and you guys want to go to the con, Cloud Sale Congress is in 2 weeks. So that's something that you should look forward to. And let's see, what else do we have on our list of stuff to do?
Anything else on our agenda?
We talked about Lauren Faust fighting his friendship.
Fighting his friendship? Fighting is not friendship. Let me tell you.
Friendship is witchcraft. We did
Liquid Pride. Liquid Pride is a thing.
Oh, what is Canterlot Council, Flavin? I do not know what that is.
That's the thing you just talked about. I wrote it wrong. But
cancel. Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, but okay. So yeah, that's about kind of the close here. One thing I did want to mention that was kind of funny is after school one evening I was standing on the train platform, the light rail, and a guy who saw my enormous bag with an enormous pony on it full of my enormous artwork, came up and said, "So, it's an Alicorn now." Oh boy, this is some guy I didn't know him, but it was fun because we got an opportunity to.
Where is this?
This was at school at the train platform in front of my school. But yeah, that was just kind of fun. Yeah, we got to talk about the finale, and he was saying, he definitely seemed very apprehensive to the whole thing of her being an Alicorn, but we've got 2 more parts to this 3-part, and we're just gonna have to see what comes of it.
Flavin, did you see what Fisher just posted?
On Tumblr?
No, he posted it in the live stream. He posted the chocolate bagel. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see it.
Yeah, and please, no more shipping stuff. Like, we got enough of that fan. We don't need any more fanfics, okay? So,
don't send it to him. He deletes it all. Send it to me.
Okay.
Please don't shipping stuff, and if you do, be sure to send it to flavinbagel@tumblr.com.
Yeah.
Make sure you have
I don't know
one
if we
word.
told you that, but someone did send a fanfic about me and Flavin. It was really weird, so we no more. I think it was Dream, actually. I suspect it was Dream. Oh, and
God!
Speaking of which, I did have my Tumblr blog did have its 1-year anniversary a few weeks ago, but it looks like a lot of other people have their 1-year anniversary. So I guess I want to congratulate most of the people who jumped on around this time. Happy 1-year anniversry. Happy Chinese New Year as well. If anyone out there is Chinese, happy Chinese New Year. So.
You're Chinese. It has been a hot in time. That's when the influx of Tumblr blogs really started to rise. And I just want to say, I started at the beginning of December before all this, so...
Well,
I started in August-ish.
Okay. Well, actually, I thought we would... we actually didn't even reach an hour yet. We were at 57 minutes, and given that we actually... this was probably the most jam-filled show. We had, so much drama and pony news and stuff to talk about, and yet we actually... I think this is one of our early shows.
We did a good job, because we didn't spend half rambling about stuff.
Okay. Yes.
Guessing.
Well, I guess before we log out, is there anything else you guys want us to talk about? I guess this is a free-for-all, so if you guys have any questions or anything you want to talk about...
Sorry, what?
I'm saying that if anyone has anything they want to talk about, just message us.
Stop saying things when you say things. Yeah.
Okay.
Are
you back in the chat room or what?
I don't know. Well, they have ideas. Should anything else happen, please tell us. We are terrible at this.
We are. Oh, and speaking of stuff, I guess we should take this time to thank people. I think we owe Bronyville, Sandy in particular, for giving us advice on how to format.
You Chuck us some lovely advice, and I guess me vicariously through Chocolate.
Yes,
Tony.
vicariously.
Right,
Yes, so thank you, Sandy, if you're listening to our humble little podcast.
Callie and Rye are no longer together, which is a very sad shame, but it's not the sort of thing
we don't need to talk about that stuff.
Especially because I don't actually know either of them personally that well. You know,
actually, Flavin, I was actually planning to surprise you. I actually had Rye. I commissioned Rye to do your OC, so I was going to surprise you.
Well, why didn't you just tell me that? Now it won't be a surprise.
I know because I realized that I looked at my PayPal account and I had no money, and considering I owe my school $10,000 in debt, I feel like it's not the best time to be making stuff, but it's still in the works. I have Rye saved the slot for me, so you're going to be getting your OC pretty soon. So
as soon as you just have to pay her.
Yes, but that was supposed to be a gift for you.
You shouldn't have told me. You should have kept it a surprise.
I had this on my. It was on my back burner for like a month. I was like, oh, when do I give this to Flavin? But yeah, but you forget about it by the time I get the money anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I have a present for you too, but it's not made of ones and zeros, so I can't really.
You know, I actually had a bunch of presents for most of. I made Christmas stockings. Like I did one for Will with surprise. I did one for you too, and I think Ahmed's, I got him
also with
one with Ranger. Like I had these Christmas stockings, and I had screen printed on them everyone's pony, but the only problem is I wasn't able to get them shipped, and I don't know where they are now because I had someone else help me make the stockings, so I don't know where all the Christmas stockings are. That's it. If I do find them, I'll give them to you guys during the Brony convention. So this will be my first BronyCon. I'm excited, and I can't wait to meet everybody.
Even though you live like right next door.
I do live next door.
Well, I know it's in like New York before.
See, I was under the impression the whole time that you were going to be back in California by the time this rolled around.
I think that's what I'm worried about, because this is my last semester with the college I'm taking, so I might not be here, but I'm trying to find every excuse I can to actually stay here.
Well, it's August, which is kind of late. I mean, that's pushing almost the beginning of the next semester.
Yeah, but
it's try.
I'm trying. It's my first convention. Of course, I'm going to try to stay.
I might just have to mooch off of you in every way I can see fit.
Yeah, so most likely I'll be here. Like I could run out and touch the convention center right now, and it's really annoying that I have to wait half a year to go in for. You know, actually, I was at the convention center 2 weeks ago because I was just bored, and I went in there. And I didn't know what con was going on, so I just went inside randomly because they weren't checking badges, and there was a coin collecting convention, and I'm actually a big coin collector. So I was like, oh my god, this is exciting! And I went up and they said you have to have pre-registered because it's like they have really expensive gold coins from like the 1800s and all this.
Ooh,
it's like really expensive. So
they gotta check you out.
Yeah, you have to be pre-registered, and I was like the only guy under like 30 who was there. So it's like okay. And so I went up to the table and they asked me for my ID card. I gave them my ID card, and apparently I'm not going to give my legal name out, but there was a guy with my first name and my middle name, and he was born in the same area of San Francisco I was, so they thought I was him. Whoa. And they gave me all his his booklets and stuff. So I got to go. So, nice. But for me, this is like I guess for Brony, it's like going and seeing Lauren Faust's original sketches. For me, I got to see like some Civil War coins and American Revolution coins that I would have never seen, and they were just so amazing. You
do love war.
I got to touch them. I got to actually look at them. They're really expensive. I couldn't bid on any of them. Cool. Like I think the cheapest thing was like $10,000, but it was still an amazing experience for me. And so it's fun. Every time I'm bored, I just go randomly and see what convention's going on. So
the age gap, like that you were the only one. That's kind of like I've been not too long ago. I went to a model train convention with my dad because it's always kind of fun. Look at those. And yeah, the age gap was kind of either children or people over 45. There's no middle range. It was just me. But yeah, that's still fun. I mean, I wish I was there now to go to the car convention. That sounds fun.
Yeah. You need to come out here to Baltimore sometimes. Like, just randomly come out here.
I am. I'm doing that in August.
No, come out for spring break and stuff. I'm trying to go to Denver too. Like, I need to go to Denver. So
you should come to Denver. Come to Denver for spring break. We'll go camping and get snow to on.
That sounds creepy, but okay. So basically we compressed like the biggest events and drama and news in the last month of Bronydom in like a 1 hour episode. And now that season 3 is over.
Kind of sad I wasn't there for a good part of it.
Now that season 3 is over, we have nothing else to talk about. So what are we going to be talking about for the next few podcasts?
Oh, we will have to talk about.
Do we have to dig up old fanfics and read them?
The summer may be ahead of us. The long, dreary summer, even though it's still actually winter. But we will prevail, as we always do. And no matter how long the gap is, we'll just keep going, because we always do. We never don't. And if there is anyone, as I have said in my little post that I made for the episode there, if there's anyone for which the season 3 finale made them want to leave the fandom, there's something I want to show you. The door. Good night.
I'm actually surprised someone would leave the fandom over that, but,
People have been. People have been saying they will. I think Daniel Ingram just put out a tweet today that said, for anyone who doesn't want to leave the fandom after season 3, don't. I saw the future, and you don't want to miss it.
I don't follow Twitter, but the last few days, like, the most interesting things have been coming out on Twitter. Like Lauren Faust's comment on the .move.
That leave?
Yeah.
Well, I think most of those that leave are going to be away for like 2 or 3 weeks until they eventually encounter yet another pony reference on the internet.
And
do we know when season 4 is starting?
No clue.
Oh,
but if
wait! We almost forgot about the most important thing.
Oh my God, we did. We completely forgot.
Equestria Girls. We forgot about Equestria Girls.
Equestria Girls.
That's like the biggest thing that came out in the last few weeks.
Yep. So this is
the thing is that's probably what's going to happen fandom-wise too. That we're just going to forget about Equestria Girls.
Okay, so apparently, so I guess there's 2 theories of how this would happen. A lot of people think they're going to enter the human world, and this will bleed into season 4, or other people think it's going to be a spin-off series that's completely separate.
It's going to be a spin-off that's going to be completely separate. But, basically the point is Mattel's kind of got a strong hold on tween demographics. So Hasbro's kind of trying to step in, and they're doing that with a twist on already well-established IP.
Hasbro, Lauren Faust, hint, hint, Galaxy Girls.
But they're ponies. But they're girls. They're humans.
Yeah.
And apparently Trixie's one of them, and they've solved the whole skin color issue that's been...
And it's kind of creepy. Like, Rainbow Dash looks like a Smurf.
They've solved that issue by turning into Smurfs.
Yeah.
They just have skin that is tinted the color of their pony selves. So Twilight's not black or olive, she's just purple.
I'm going to laugh so hard if that teaser image ends up being from, like, one episode is like a body painting competition at the school, and in reality, they're all actual normal humans.
That'd be ridiculous. They say it's just like concept art so far, so it's not.
Has there actually been a confirmation of that pitch? Because the only source I've seen that is No My Little Pony, and I'm not going to trust him as far as I can throw him.
It was surfaced to the public, and while of course the immediate reaction is, oh well. Come on, it's from mold. It's not going to be real. But unfortunately, I have kind of heard from a variety of sources that may or may not be reliable. That no, it's not fake.
And there's
a variety of sources that may or not be reliable.
I heard it was also going to be a movie too. That was another thing. You know what's ironic about? Like, I actually had a good idea. Like, if I was thinking, you can't really do a My Little Pony movie, but I was thinking if you really could do a realistic My Little Pony movie, I would basically have Christopher Nolan direct it and make them transfer into the human world where they're humans.
Everything.
And I was thinking that, and I was actually thinking like the season finale was basically my plot. I would have them transfer to the human world, but it's because Discord in the form of John Delancey, his Q character. The Discord character would make them into professions that's the exact opposite of their personalities. And yet, even though they're in a human world separate doing professions that they do not like, they would still be able to overcome the human discord, which is Q.
TV tropes is a term for it's cutie mark. It's like cutie mark opposition,
Cutie mark
something like. Yeah, cutie mark failure syndrome. It's something like that.
So yeah, that old theory.
You know,
yeah,
I'm wondering if like the cutie mark is the end all thing. Like, what happens if someone's true talent really isn't their cutie mark? Can they change their profession or something?
No, they don't get it. They don't.
So it's like a communist society.
You don't play with such sciences of nature. You don't play with that. It's like playing with live itself.
Like, how do you get Sofa and Quills?
You dare play, Paul.
It's like those stories, you know, people...
Also,
like,
Clavin, I just said your avatar. Please link me the source.
Okay, the source is the new Friendship is Witchcraft episode, specifically the parts that my friend made for it. So I will now link you...
Oh, that was in there. Okay. Just that I've never really been able to stand Friendship is Witchcraft comedy, so I didn't really watch the whole thing. I just sort of skipped.
Well, you know, I can do something for you, actually. Yeah. I can link you to just the newspapers from it and nothing else. I have images.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting. My non-brony roommate, he actually does not like the Dot Move series, yet he likes the Friendship is Witchcraft series. At first, he didn't like them, but when I got him to watch them, he really did enjoy them. Ironically, his favorite pony is Applejack. Like, my non-brony roommate...
From the Swisscraft.
My non-brony roommate, he actually watches all the new episodes, like right when they air live stream. I usually watch them like 3 hours after I wake up, and he watches them right away. So it's kind of ironic. And I remember for the finale, not the finale, the episode before, the which one was it? The Equestria Games episode or something? I asked him because it was all like Rainbow Dash was involved in it, and I asked him, "Oh, is this a Rainbow Dash episode?" And he's like, "No, it's a shitty episode." So I was like, "Is this an Applejack episode then?" And he's like, "Fuck you." I thought that was the most hilarious thing ever. That love Applejack.
Did we talk about that episode with podcast?
We did not. Did you want to discuss it? It was the Spike episode and the
we did, and that was when you disappeared. We were discussing when you disappeared, so you didn't get a word.
The only thing I really remember about it is that Chickadee is freaking adorable. That's the pony that they thought was
Chickadee. I called her Chicken Butt.
Yeah, that's the name. That's the name she's given.
Yeah, why do you have a chicken on your butt?
Oh, that's adorable.
Why is there a chicken on her butt? Why does she have a chicken?
Why isn't there a chicken on her butt?
I don't know. Why is there a chicken?
I think it's. I like it. I was almost gonna make a guess what chicken butt joke, but then I didn't because I don't know. It's dumb.
Derby Baru erupted in "Hey, Scooter's mother" jokes.
No, yeah, I can't figure that would be.
I'm still behind in my comics. Like, I actually want to do a comic for the Spike episode, just for sidekicks, because like he was the one who basically saved the Crystal Empire, and he was not invited to their little pregame thing. I was like, what?
I saw a good comment on that here. Let me find that. It was basically saying that if he got invited to the Crystal Empire, he'd eat all the crystal ponies. Because they're made of crystals.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe that's why I didn't invite him. Actually, that's the thing. That's the thing. There's some things I don't understand. Like, why, when they went to the Crystal Empire, they weren't crystal the second time around. The first time they were crystal. Like, what happened?
Maybe it's sort of like...
the last time they were there and the whole crystal thing happened, it was the big festival going on that made them have love. But when they're in their normal state, just kind of...
Okay, speaking this is not criticism of the episode or anything like that, but for the finale, I actually did not understand how the whole entire cutie mark switch thing happened. Like, was their whole entire past changed? Were their memories changed? Because like the biggest thing that confused me is why would Pinkie Pie be working on Applejack's farm? Like, did she know the Apple family beforehand, or what? And why is Applejack not living with her family?
Well, no. So her destiny became apples. So she went to the nearest apple farm.
Like, if the apple farm...
Speaking of that, Sovereign accent Pinkamena?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh wow, that was just
Well, I was saying, like, if the apple
I
farm
rarely
was
say this.
failing, like, if the farm was going out of business, shouldn't Applejack return to help her family?
What?
Like, because
well,
Pinkie Pie was not
that's
helping the
actually
farm and it was
very
falling, so
That was
shouldn't
something someone brought up with
Yeah,
quite
that
a
really
bit of
confused me.
irateness. Was that they were saying, I couldn't believe the whole time Pinky was doing stuff on the farm. You know, Granny Smith and the rest of the Apple family, they're not doing anything. They're not even there. Where are they? And then when Applejack goes back to normal, they show up.
Yeah, so it doesn't make sense.
You know, he just ranted about that, and he said it ruined the whole thing. But
I don't get that. And then the other every single other one, like I don't get, like, does that mean their whole entire past changed? Because if their past changed, that means it's like a butterfly effect. It should affect everything else. But it's a kid show. I don't want to think too much about it. So.
no, it doesn't change history. It just changes their memories. As far as they know, their destiny is suddenly weather or
no. But
whatever.
wouldn't the other ponies be confused with Rarity doing the weather stuff and
The weather.
They remember Pinkie
well,
Pie at the
no,
end.
because it wouldn't be their problem.
Because
That's what
they're
they would
Pinkie,
know. It would be how
so,
things normally are.
Oh, did you notice that for the Destiny, the Cutie Mark is Telling Me song? For each scene they were in, the intro tune was for when they show the Carousel Corral, it was the tune from the Art of the Dress. When they were at the Sugar Cube Corner,
Yeah, no, I did.
Pinkie Pie
I definitely
song.
noticed.
Yeah, it's
More
it's really
so
cool.
than just that was the
Each
sort of the
background,
leitmotif-
and Find the Pet song was kind of in the Fluttershy area. So each of the locations basically have their own background theme, which is kind of
It
cool.
wasn't a direct lift, but it was definitely a nod.
Yeah,
to the song.
I thought that was.
No, I didn't notice that.
Clever. I
That's
think
very
it was really
genius,
clever. I really
so.
liked it.
So I actually really like that part. I enjoy that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have anything else to talk
yeah.
about?
I think we rambled on enough.
Guys,
It's
I put up the rest of the podcasting.
Oh, sorry, what, Fisher?
I gotta go.
Okay.
I put up the
Oh,
podcasting.
we're almost done anyway.
Yeah. I think we rambled on enough. But we've been talking for an hour and 15 minutes, and we had a lot to talk about. So I guess we are going to see you next week. And Flavin, did you want to play us out?
We hope you have a wonderful rest of your February.
And we hope you don't leave we hope you don't leave the fandom. But if you do leave
Don't
the
you mean
fandom, there's the door.
February, yes. Reading comics from which my icon is sourced.
We will see everyone in March for a new episode. I guess hopefully we'll have another podcast next week. Just look out for our Tumblr blogs to see if we're going to have the episode. And aside from that, Fisher, is there anything else you would like to say?
He's already gone.
Oh, okay. Flavin, would you like to play us out?
Oh,
I'm here.
I saw him like Fisher. All right. Yes, I love my brother, Francis. Okay, the end.
You don't have your guitar?
It's over there. I'm not gonna get it. Anyway, I don't know the chords.
What? Okay. Well, Fisher was supposed to play us out with that Friendship is Witchcraft tune, but I guess we'll just end on that note.
It was. We never told him that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
never said that.
Take care, everybody, and have a good night. Bye.
Let's end the thing.
We'll be right back.